I'm recording, right?
Yes, you are.
Let's think about what would our lives be without business. Basically, it will be nothing. Do we agree? Because business are everywhere. So much so that even to go buy something at the corner store, we use it. It's such a simple but very complex example that really behind buying something or getting a change of your product, there are many things to understand. However, many times we leave this topic very lightly, but understanding about business really takes many years of experience. That is why I share this phrase from Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg, who once said, "When I started with my project business, I was 19 years. And at that time, I didn't know much about this issue, but I started." That's where we understand there is no exact age to start business. It's about taking risk, identifying what your main objective is, and finally, business is just to create your own lifestyle by developing your own personal business model. Good morning, my name is Samantha Ruiz. I am 18 years and I'm currently studying the bachelor degree in marketing. And today, I come to encourage the public to understand the important role that business has in our life. Business is everywhere. I already mentioned how it's around in our lives, but I would like to say more about it. There are three main descriptions that the Royal Spanish Academy gives us. The first one, which is the objective or matter of lucrative or interesting occupation. Second one, action and effect of negotiation. And the last one, the utilitarian interest that is achieving what it is, trace or pretends. Having said that, let's put certain events in our lives in retrospect. Did when we were little, we tried to keep a doll or action figure to try to convince the other person to give it to us? Or we went to Kidzania and played business? Or older, when mom wouldn't let us go to a party and we negotiated other permits for her to let us go? Do you realize that in all these and many more cases, a negotiation is always present? Business has been with us in our lives for a long time. Perhaps we didn't realize it, but in practically any day-to-day action when a profit is obtained. It's being negotiating, and according to the Real Spanish Academy, a business is being done. There's no set age to do business. Now, a very important factor that is always present is age. And it's that colloquially we think that after or before a certain age, you can do business. But the reality is that there is no rule in which you say at what age you can start to know the whole world of business. I want to ask you a question. At what age do you have to do business? The answer is very simple. There is no age. That is why I will mention two clear examples of success of people who start their company at not very common age. The first is Mark Zuckerberg. He's an American programmer and businessman who created and found Facebook platform, which today is one of the most powerful social networks in the world. On the other hand, we have Colonel Sanders. He found KFC. He's an American businessman, and despite his strong personal life, he managed to create, develop, and highlight this company that today has more than 10,500 restaurants that this franchise operates. It's worth mentioning that these are quite profound examples. However, if you start to generate skills from a very young age with that age-appropriate topics, I have no doubt that understanding of applying it will be very, very simple. There are many very easy examples. The first one, with the help of a little pig, you can start to have their manage of saving, learn to spend it correctly, and finally know how to manage. According to Forbes, financial education for children will change their lives as an adult. You can have a very lifestyle by doing business. For this third point, I would like to ask you one more question. What do the richest people have in common? What does 1% have in common? They all have their own business, which in turn can trail into a better lifestyle. Don't get me wrong, I have no doubt that with a job you can have a phenomenal lifestyle. But if you look for the list of the richest people, you won't find one that says works in a certain company. In addition, the only lifestyle that improves is not only you as the owner, but also as the other employees who may never have the same opportunity as you to open a business, giving them as a job, giving them as a job, them a stability that improves their lives. Finally, business directly or indirectly is present in each of our lives and affect us in the same way. Even if you don't start to do business, knowing about them practically essential for excel and develop in your day-to-day life. The age which you can start business is unknown, because practically it depends on nothing more and nothing less than you. If you decide to undertake something at a young age or older, it will only depend on you. But let's remember that there is no rule that indicates that you can start a business at a certain age. The quality of usually related a lot of money that someone has a business can mostly give it to you. Doing business doesn't necessarily have to result in a company as large as the ones we know, but the reasons mentioned are consider that business is a fundamental part of lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Samantha. Could you stop recording, please?